So what's up, y'all? It's your boy Bitcoin Rodney coming to you guys straight from Miami. Down here, Mr. 10x himself, Gary, 10x Health System. And we're about to make sure we get a superhuman, superhero IV in the body. Can't tell you what's in it yet, but it's super oxygenated.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's going to take inflammation down in the body. It's going to detoxify every organ system in the body, hydrate you, and boost the immune system.
So what else can it do to the body? Is it going to regenerate any cells?
So if you think about it, inflammation really is the root of all evil, right? So anywhere that you have inflammation, that's fertile ground for disease. And we have another saying in wellness that the presence of oxygen is the absence of disease. You know, just about every disease etiological pathway known to mankind starts in an area of the body that's deprived of oxygen. All cancer starts in a hypoxic environment.
Right.
In fact, all human beings die the same way. You know, all human beings die of something called hypoxia, lack of oxygen to the brain. That's the definition of death, right? But we think of it as an event, like a gunshot wound or a bus or a car or a stroke. But the truth is that we're all on a curve. And the better that our body manages oxygen, the slower that curve. Meaning the slower we're progressing towards the grave. So if you can get more oxygen into the body, and cells can receive more oxygen, and you can transport that around the body, that's the absence of pathology, the absence of disease, and the presence of optimal health. So what we're going to do with you is, first we're going to alkalize all 32 trillion cells in the body.
32 trillion cells.
32
I didn't know I had that many. I didn't know how many he got.
He's got about 32 trillion and 10. He's got at least 10 more cells than you, man.
Okay,
at least. pH is a charge. Potential hydrogen is a charge. So this map right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in this spacesuit. You're going to put your legs in here. And I'm going to use compression to drive all the fluid out of your ankles, your feet, your calves, all the way up to your knees, all the way up to your thighs. I'm going to drain all that lymphatic fluid from your body. Because we have a...
Is it going to come out?
Nope. It's gonna
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me.
right out the ears, dude. That's all right. Come on. No, so what's going to happen is going to dump it right into something called the femoral vein, and you're just going to urinate it out. But see, we store a lot of poison in our muscles. You know, lymph fluid stores lactic acid and all kinds of other poisons. So if I squeeze all that out, I drain all that out of the body. And at the same time, you see this mat right here? This is called PEMF, Pulse Electromagnetic Field. We use that to alkalize the body, separate all those red blood cells, compress all that stuff out of your body, and then we go to phase 2, which is this guy right here. All right. This is 900 liters of medical
punching bag.
Yeah. It's 900 liters of 95% oxygen. So I take the oxygen from the air with these little machines, right? I take the oxygen from the air, which is about 20% oxygen. I concentrate it to 95% oxygen, and I fill this bag. You're gonna breathe about half of this down today. We're gonna put all that right into the bloodstream. And I'm gonna make sure, because I'm gonna take this mask right here, I'm gonna put this on your face, boom. And then I'm gonna hook up this tube, and we're gonna put the oxygen right in and breathe the CO2 out. He's gonna start glowing. So now what I do is I zip him in here, right?
Lock me in, guys.
Yep.
I disappear. You gotta come find me.
We got you.
We got me.
Oh, this is gonna feel amazing. This is gonna feel amazing. So I use something called a Balancer Pro. This is a next level in compression gear, right? So this is gonna drain all the lymph fluid from your body all the way up to your hips, all right? And at the same time, see, that's gonna start at your feet. All right, so I got you in there nice and snug. Now watch what happens. So now this is gonna start to fill with air. It's gonna compress the feet, the ankles, the calves, the knees, and the thighs, and dump all that lactic acid and all that fluid into the vein.
Yo guys, this is the hookup. Get with my man right here. Get the same treatment. I'll be leaving a link down below or in the bio or somewhere, but this is what you guys gotta have. Get your body reset. Get your body 10x. My man Gary is the man. I'm the hookup. I'm the plug for this.
Yes.
Guys, get your inside your body brand new.
See, as we age, the body doesn't lose the ability to secrete, youthful levels of growth hormone and youthful levels of testosterone. It's just the signal gets turned down.
The receptor.
Right? Like when you walk into a room and can't hear the music, you don't replace the speaker. You go over to the tuner and turn the tuner. Because the speaker doesn't decide how loud it plays. So as we age, the organ systems are usually fine. It's just we've turned the tuner down. So there are safe ways called peptides that we can use to turn that tuner back up, and we can produce our own testosterone, we can increase our own growth hormone production. When you start doing that, you're youthifying the body. You're back in the age process up.
So one question. So what is the process? Does this have to be done once a year, once a month, once every 3 months?
Well, I mean, the more often you do it, the better. I mean, I recommend people get these PEMF mats for their house, and they do it 8 minutes a day.
Okay.
Just thinking, you wake up in the morning, you got alkaline every morning. You blow all that frequency out of the body. Think about all the dirty frequency that's in the air, right? EMF frequency, 5G, wireless frequency, microwave, Wi-Fi, radiation, radio towers. All of that messes with our cells. We communicate through frequency, right? Cells talk to each other, but they talk to each other through waves. And if you're bringing in 5G and Wi-Fi and EMF and all of these frequencies, then it dirties up the communication with our cells. Every morning that we wake up, in 8 minutes, we can clean that right up.
Wow.
And so you have these, you can market these too as well. You have these available?
We do. This, in my opinion, is the best one on the market. It's got the perfect setting and current. You can do it 8 minutes a day. It's not only alkaline, but it's gonna increase microvascular circulation. So you think of what that is, all those small blood vessels in the brain, all those small blood vessels in the spine, in all of your organ systems. Oh yeah.
Sometimes I'm speaking at different events, and the easiest words sometimes disappear.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're more harder to, like right now.
Yeah.
To regurgitate.
It's called brain fog.
Brain fog, right.
Yeah. You get a great idea in the bedroom, you walk to the kitchen, you wonder what the heck you're doing in the kitchen.
That happens all the time.
Oh, that's going to become a permanent thing of the past, right? That's a lack of oxygen, right? Think about this. As oxygen goes down in our bloodstream, it's affecting everything. It's affecting our mood, it's affecting our emotional state, it's affecting our energy. Everything that you as a human being perceive about energy is nothing more than oxygen in your blood. So if I can raise the oxygen content of your blood, which I can, then, or my clinical team can, I'm actually not licensed to practice medicine, but if we can raise the oxygen content of the blood, I can improve cognitive function, I can improve the depth of your sleep. Think about this, why do people that are the most exhausted sleep the worst? You would think someone that's the most exhausted would sleep the best.
Right.
Well, it's because they're both linked to the same thing. If I start to deplete oxygen in the blood, anemia, then you're tired, right? But then you lay down and go to sleep, right? And what happens when you go to sleep? Your breath rate starts to go down. You start to respire really shallow, right? And as you get less oxygen into the blood, it gets to a dangerous level, your brain panics and wakes you up. So how does it wake you up? It pulses cortisol. So exhausted people look like a bouncing rubber ball going down a hallway at night, right? They bounce in and out of this delta wave of sleep, this deep sleep. So if I raise the oxygen level, I not only increase your energy, but I also leave enough oxygen in the blood so when you get into a deep sleep, your brain leaves you alone. You see, our brain's very primal. The brain doesn't care about how good you look, how pretty you are. It doesn't care if you're fat or skinny. It cares about survival. It's trying to save your life. So if it perceives that that oxygen's getting too low, it doesn't care that you want to sleep. It will wake you up so you get enough oxygen. So if I can raise the oxygen level of the blood, improve the cognitive function, that brain fog you're talking about, in 14 days is going to be a permanent thing in your past.
So I've talked to a number of different individuals who had this actual process done, and every last one they love the actual process. Now, what about people who have maybe like a slightly high or high blood pressure, or how good is this for that?
Well, think about this. You know, what causes high blood pressure? The majority of high blood pressure, diets, stress, but what are diet and stress doing to cause high blood pressure? What they're doing is they're raising the level of an inflammatory compound in the body called homocysteine. This is why most people that have high blood pressure have a normal EKG. They have a normal EEG. They have a normal cardiac catheterization, normal dye contrast study, normal heart sound, normal lung sound. So why would all your cardiac workup be normal and you got high blood pressure? Because it doesn't have to do with the heart. It has to do with the veins and the arteries in the blood. When you have this inflammatory compound circulating around the blood, it irritates the lining of the blood vessel, and the blood vessel clamps down. If you make the pipes in a fixed system, a closed system, smaller, pressure goes up. So how do we get them to relax? We lower this inflammatory compound. You lower homocysteine, blood vessels relax. When they relax, pressure comes down. And so we got 63,000 miles of blood vessel in our body. It doesn't take much narrowing to bring the pressure up. You just make them slightly smaller, and that pressure is going to skyrocket. Ask somebody the next time they say, hey, I have hypertension, high blood pressure. Hey, did you have a normal EKG? Did you have a normal cardiac workup? Did you have normal heart sounds and lung sounds? I bet you they said yes. So then what's going on? If nothing's wrong with the cardiovascular system, why do they have high blood pressure? Because they have inflammation causing those veins to spasm and clamp down. So if we can reduce that inflammation, they relax. Blood pressure returns to normal.
So when a person has this service done, this procedure, they shouldn't go back to doing the same diet. They should change their diet, or can they do the same thing? What can they cannot do anymore?
So the main culprit in a lot of people. See, we're going to do a genetic test on you today too. I'm going to look at the 5 actionable genes in the human body. This is one of the most sophisticated red light beds in the world. It has 45,000 light diodes that we can use to reduce inflammation. We can use it to eliminate waste. We can use it to increase circulation. So all that oxygen that I'm putting into his blood right now, I'm going to drive it into his cells. I'm going to drive it into the mitochondria. And I can actually test that with these test strips, right? Because when oxygen enters the mitochondria, nitric oxide leaves. And I can actually test to see that nitric oxide leaving by testing a saliva strip right there. So when I get in that red light bed, this is the rage in sports recovery. Almost every NFL team in America has one of these. You know, I'm a part of the NFL Alumni Association, and so we know a lot about recovery, and you know, from not only recovery from training and from exercise, but recovery from surgeries, recovery from injury, and this is one of the best ways to heal and repair the body. So he's going to go in here for 20 minutes. I'm going to shut this down. So when I put him in here, we're going to use wavelengths of light to repair collagen, elastin, and fibrin in the skin. We're going to reduce inflammation. We're going to increase circulation, and I'm going to drive oxygen into the cell, all at one time. So you got 2 minutes left. Okay. Just take some nice deep breaths. Get all that oxygen in, man. It's really good for you. Really good for you. All right, here we go.
How you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good. I feel great.
You said the watch was loose?
Yeah, man, I lost weight. You said that thing. I'm just kidding.
Down to the shorts,
Okay.
and then you're gonna lay in here. We'll close you in there for 15 minutes, man, and drive all that oxygen into the cells.
How you feeling?
Absolutely wonderful.
We're not done yet.
Not done yet. We got to put some super juice in me now.
The super juice.
That's great. So what you're getting in here, this is called a Myers cocktail. So this actually has all kinds of vitamins and nutrients in it. It's got 5 mLs of magnesium chloride. It's got calcium gluconate. It has all of the B vitamins, the entire suite of B vitamins: pyridoxine, riboflavin, thiamine, niacin, what's called pantothenic acid. Those are just fancy names for B vitamins. And then it has the most bioavailable form of B12 called hydroxycobalamin, and it has a high dose of vitamin C. So when you put these together and you put them into the human body, it's going to detoxify those organ systems, hydrate you, and it's going to boost the immune system. Remember, we use actually saline, sodium chloride. The reason why we use saline is we're not hydrated when we have water in our blood. We're hydrated when we have water in our tissue. So we want the water to leave the blood and enter the tissue. So in order for the water to leave the blood and enter the tissue, we use saline. That's why all of these IVs are in saline.
Right.
Because I want all that good vitamin, I want it to leave your blood, and I want it to go into your tissues, and I want all the junk from the tissues to go back into the blood so we can get it out, right? So that's how we create that exchange. I push those into the tissue, and I push the fluid in the tissue out. That's how we flush and detoxify your system.
Now this is the part where you're gonna put the needle in me. I'm scared, cause I can't stand needles, man. Guys, this is why it's so important to deal with individuals who know way more than you about your inside of your body, rebuilding the inside. Because we've spent so many years damaging the inside of our bodies. Now it's time to repair it, and repair it on a regular basis. This is not a one-time thing. It's a thing that you do on a regular basis. Health is wealth. So without health, you have no wealth. What would you pay if you're on your deathbed trying to survive? You pay anything to stay alive. So this is the reason why I'll be doing this on a regular basis and promoting it as well to anyone who needs to regain or regenerate or to reset the body. So guys, those of you guys out there who have inflammation, your knees hurt, your lower back hurt, your neck hurt, this is what you do. Yes, it's a little bit pricey, but it's the price of life. What would you pay for that? This is your boy, Bitcoin Rodney. Peace.
This was awesome.
Indeed.
I'm excited for you, man.
I'm excited.
I'm actually really excited for you.